How you guys doing this evening? Whoa, I was supposed to have muted this. Something broke. Oh well. How you guys doing this evening? There we go. Now we got the game. So, seems like the show's gonna be a little bit late. And I'm not sure who's gonna be recruiting. I'm not, just because I don't know anybody else to go grab them to start recruiting. Certainly, I'm not the only spot that we're missing. So in the meanwhile, I will be doing some other things. So it turns out, I'm not sure if this is a bug or if it's just real busy in there. I tried for the past couple hours to get into the firmament, so I can do the weekly quest for what's his face, but it keeps saying that it's full. So I'm not sure if it's really full here on Marlboro or if it's just. Oh, I gotta update one thing. Hold on. Technically, we're not in Aether, we're in Crystal today. Let's update the stream a bit. There we go. But, yeah. So, I guess I'm just gonna have to come back to, since I haven't finished the tribe quest here with the dwarves, I should come back and finish this up. While we're waiting on stuff to happen. I was able to get my, what's it called? Brain busted because I can't use word mouth thing. Hold on. I can't get to my retainer, so I can't put those away. But I could sell the elegant silver piece. That would be a nice little. Base sell. Skins are a little harder to come by, slightly. Not by much, but they are. I can always pick up the brown and blue pigments. Yeah. That should be enough space for what we need to do. Okay. Yeah, but we're gonna do the dwarves Clapton. Crate of filtration supplies, okay. Where's the filtration supplies? There it is. That we don't need. Okay. We got those, and we're supposed to deliver them elsewhere, but that's okay. I think I'm going to the delivery point. I'm fairly certain I'm going to the delivery point. Didn't mean to. I just was like, well, this one's by itself. Let's just kind of come this way and see what's up. I have a feeling this is the delivery point. Or not. Didn't even have to craft a dang thing or gather. No, wait, gathering. This is the crafting one. Gathering is not this one. Let's go to the further one. We'll stop back at the one It's a little bit closer to where we have to drop it off. And let me check on the... What's up, buddy? Not really. Except for maybe to the show whenever he comes around. Let's see. Here we go. I have to craft 2 cooling device components. Nice and simple. All right. And we're done with that. We just need to stop on the way over so we can drop off the things that I crafted first. And then we turn all that stuff in. Where are we at with the reputation there? There it is, Shadowbringers. Pretty close to becoming sworn. I still need to kind of finish it up. I need to do the Pixie story too. I have a unlock quest, that's why it's sitting there at the max. Hopefully, when I get all this stuff done. Alright. Now let's go turn this in. While I love this mount, the music is I'm not a big fan of. Like at all. I don't know why I don't cough during the day and then all of a sudden right at night when I get started. It just all comes to me. Alrighty. We're not quite there yet, but tomorrow, when I raid, right before I raid, we can take a look at it again. Well, that's done. Let's take a look to see how Lahi Land looks. Mostly because that's where they are. Let me hop into the channel. At least be here. You won't see the stuff on screen, but I don't want to have to mess with the overlay. Lahi Land. Lahi. Splendid. Oh, perfect. I love it. Pick up splendid stuff on the way. Okay, so there's... Oh, man, they're all over the place. So let us shorthand this. We'll start... Let's lower the bow. Gonna head out to there to pick up some splendid natron. We'll head further south, then north, then east. I kind of wish that the first teleport point was here-ish. Like on this side of the map. But it's fine. It's fine. It almost felt like a trick. That was kind of fun. Perfect. You know, because I want to hear the Lahi song, we're going to do this. System configuration. Turn off mount music for a bit so we can listen to Lahi. Because like I said, I freaking love Lahi. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love Lahi. Lahi. What's really funny is that I love this song. I really do. But it's not my kind of music to start. But I love this song. It's so good. It's something to do with the singer's voice. It almost sounds like an open air prayer. Which I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's supposed to be emulating. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong. I just like learning stuff. Okay. Oh, perfect. So far, every single pickup has been perfect. The next pickup point is here, and then we go straight back. Oh. Can't fly over that wall. I have to go around. Every single one was perfect. Right on the money. Not sure how I blow a horn or do a whistle through a mask, but you know. It's fantasy. It's magic. I don't have to explain it. Okay. It was unsettlingly.
Hello.
Hi. It was unsettling quiet.
How are you?
Doing alright. I was able to transfer over pretty easy the next day.
I was like, did you get over? I think they opened it up that night.
Yeah, it took about 20 minutes though, but yeah.
Ugh. Well, I mean, at least it's better than the damn queues to get in during Edgewalker.
Oh yeah, those were like hour queues, hour plus.
The longest one I was in, I think, because I'm on Mateus and it's not bad, was like 40. No, one was longer than that. An hour, I think, at least.
Yeah, no, I'm coming from.
Yeah,
I'm coming from Gilgamesh, so they're like hour and a half plus.
Yeah, luckily Mateus wasn't too bad, but there was a couple times when I got stuck off-world. I couldn't get back home.
It had happened once or twice to me, yeah.
I don't have anyone in my static, my FC who can even run this. I had found a perfect party, and there was 1 pure healer, 2 DPS melee, and I was like, oh yes, please. And they're like, actually, we're still waiting for another person. I was like,
Rip.
I know. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna. I don't. Let me see. I'm gonna start putting the party together. And unfortunately, I don't have you on here.
Nope.
Who just came in? Fuck it, I just sent you a party invite. Show's not even on.
Not yet, anyway.
Jake is gonna come in, I think.
Okay.
So I got that. No, I can't even do that. Okay. So then how do I start a party finder without the whole party?
Good question.
Because while I can start one, every time someone joins, I'll have to restart it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't even start it for the whole thing. Okay. How does he do it? Let me see.
Oh, one thing you could do is start up a private group and just give out the password. And then wait for everybody who's going to join, and then open it up after it.
Okay, well, you know what? I can do that to at least get you in, because I can just send party invites to everyone else, but the only thing is they're not online, so that's no good.
Yeah.
Let me see this.
Yeah, because that's what my usual static does, is they throw it up into PF under a party, a private party, and then just give out the password in the Discord, and everybody joins. It doesn't have to give any kind of objective. If it's just me coming in, you could just.
Yeah, no, I'm just, because we're still missing 3 other people, and I'm trying to get ahead of it, and at least. Pocket, why'd it come up as you being Gunbreaker? That was silly.
I was doing some tank runs before this.
I just got perfectly timed. Okay, hold on, let me see.
I think that happened not too long ago.
Didn't form private. I don't know this well enough. I'm trying to look at it. Hold on. Because I see that people put on where there's just not remove role restrictions. Can I just remove a whole class? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Omit. Oh, that's what I can do, right? I can just make it so it's me and 3 people and just say we need fillers,
right,
or something. Okay. Then.
Yeah, that's why you can do it too. Especially if you're gonna do just throw out invites later. Yeah, I've seen recruitment posts for, like, instead of putting it up on like the subreddit like Show does, just they sit in PF all day with just the one spot open or whatever they need.
Yeah. Well, let me form a private party and get you first. And the password is 9999 because I'm lazy.
Okay, and who am I looking for as far as the name?
It says S Lakshai.
Okay.
Because I'm weird like that. And it was the damn randomizer. I just hit random until I got to something I liked. Okay.
There we go. The Bunny, yeah?
9999. Yeah, there you go.
Alright.
Cool. Okay, and then
I'm on the proper class right now, at least, or role at the very least.
no worries. Now I'm going to edit this, take it off private, and I mean, I'm just setting this to practice, right? Because we haven't actually finished, or I don't think we've gotten to towers, though we have not done that cleanly yet.
Towers.
Are we gonna still do P3S or are we gonna go to P4S?
I don't know. Were we?
Does anybody
looking
still
to
need
jump
pants?
I still need the pants, but
Let me see.
Because basically everything else you can get through the 24-man. So
Yeah.
and then you can still
I
technically
need the
get
shirt.
the weapon.
The only thing I need is the shirt for my best, at least.
and that's only from 4. So that's why I specifically said
so-
pants. If you need the raid pants, that only drops from 3.
Okay. Do you need the pants pocket?
Yes, but I have the
Okay.
the Pantheon from the raid.
The one from the raids. Do you know what your bis is?
I have the augmented radiant weapons.
That shouldn't be this. It should be the raid weapon, but
Yeah.
The raid weapon? You mean the
Yeah.
BIS is short for best in slot. If you're not aware.
Best in slot. Do you know what bis is when I say that? Because
Yeah, I know
I
what
didn't
it
when I
is.
started. Okay.
I kind of knew about it first.
Okay. So if you go on Google, you can look up, and you can just look up BIS or best in slot, level 90 for. Are you gonna run a scholar or sage? I don't know what you usually run as.
I kind of go as either one, depending. If we need stronger shields, I go a scholar. If we just need a quick run, I go sage.
So yeah, then you can just look up for
Okay, let me
whichever
see
class.
here.
You type that in, and it's gonna give you a list of what is best to use. Because like for me, for dancer, my bis is not just. It's a mix of the augmented and of the asphodelis.
It's for
not-
healers. It's going to be a little complicated because it depends on how much piety you want in your build.
Yeah, dancer, it's like, you can go a little bit faster, but, and it'll also tell you what's best to use for specific materia and everything like that. So, like, if you're best in slot for pants, for me, it's the augmented radiant instead of doing the asphodelis, so I don't need that.
Oh yeah, I
makes
just
sense.
if I do sage, I'm gonna need the radiance visor, the asphodelis pendulums, the gloves, the augmented radiant gloves, and the hose.
So
Augmented radiant.
the big question is, what asphodelos do you need? Do you need the pants in specific asphodelos?
No, I just need the shirt.
Okay, then that's out of
You just
4.
need the shirt. So then we might be able to just jump straight to 3. Why can't I send him a party invite? That doesn't.
Are you in Party Finder?
Yeah, I think that's why. At the end, it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, see that? Okay. Oh, not my free company. There's 3 people on and none of them have it.
But yeah, if you don't need the
Okay,
pants, literally the only thing that comes out of 3 that you can't get either elsewhere or you should have gotten like from 2 is the pants.
Yeah.
Because you can get everything else from tomes or getting the token out of the 24-man. So it's not really necessary to do 3 if nobody needs pants.
Oh yeah, for scholar and sage, I don't require pants for this.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got that. We're still. Who's my brain forgetting?
You okay, buddy?
Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's it. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do what you said because I like that idea better. Where we just put the.
Empty out the slots that you know are going to be reserved for people coming later.
Yeah. Once I make sure I do this right, hold on. Yeah, okay, do that. I need 3 slots, and one of them needs to be. We're saying pure healer, right? Why did
Yeah.
I let you select Conjurer? That seems silly.
Because you might want to form a party for something that's below 30.
Oh yeah.
Not that you would, because it's not really that common, but
you wanna you wanna laugh at me? When I first started doing like just playing, I went into what is it? I was just trying to do a extreme, I think. I was doing Shiva Extreme for my book. Oh yeah, you want to get real good here though. I went into I queued it and put a queue for it and sat in it for 2 hours, and then finally got in because I didn't know about Party Finder. Finally got in, and they're like, "Hold on, we're doing this," and everyone's like, "Why are we running this?" And they all just left, and I almost cried. And then my husband goes, "Why don't you just do a Party Finder for it?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah, because probably what had happened is that you queued up for the extreme. The only people who are going to get thrown into an extreme via queue are either people who want to queue for it, just like you, and people who are part of the mentor roulette.
Yeah.
So that shows you how good the mentor quality is on Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh yeah.
Vic said that he's ready for whenever.
Okay. Oh wait, we don't know if we're doing 3. Hold on.
Yeah, the big question is that.
I'm setting up a Party Finder for 3. Okay. I'm just gonna cancel this and stop trying.
Yeah. Because as much as, Pride says that you should probably go through 3 to get to 4, if it's unlocked, there's not really a need to.
Yeah. Is my TV too loud? Can you guys hear that? I don't even know.
Not currently.
Okay, I got new headphones and I don't know how great the sound gate. My husband says sound gate. I don't know what that means. How good they are not picking up background noise.
Mm-hmm.
I know my other ones were good because literally my 4-year-old sat next to me and started to cry and scream and nobody heard him, and I was like, how?
That's pretty good noise suppression, yep.
Why is that?
I'm just running through Lahi Land because I love this music. While we wait. Go back over here a second. Because I assume that you guys have done 2 so many times that nobody needs, hands and feet and head.
No, we got to that pretty quick.
Yeah. That's basically what it ended up being for my group, is that we did 2 so many times trying to down 3 that everybody had hands, feet, head, and upgrade material for, at least the... No, we couldn't get the upgrade material at the time, but either way, point still stands. That the upgrade material and the legs were the only thing that we were looking for by that point.
I've gone through and completely from 1 and I think 2. Yeah, from 1 and 2, I've kitted out another character, another class.
Mm-hmm.
From everything we got and all the books I had, and.
I mean, point of reference, I have obviously, my 2 tanks are best right now, my Paladin and my Dark Knight. But I also was able to bis my Black Mage because of how many times we went through things.
Yeah. Yep. And then we've just, and it's been a little sucky because we've had a lot of people switch in and out for us.
Yeah. So I've been told, yes.
And then we hit a spot where we just could not get anybody for like a month. No one would join us. And then someone left. Our tank left, and we got, for some reason, once they left, we got a bunch of new people, and it was really good. Like, Pocket, I know you didn't know 1 and 2 at the beginning, but you guys caught on so fast. Like, we hit our heads against 1 for like 2.5 weeks. It was ridiculous.
I'm always been of the opinion that I'd rather take somebody who doesn't know the fight but is quick to learn than someone who knows the fight, like basically memorized, but as soon as they hit the next fight, finally clearing the one that they've been memorizing, that they're like, I have no idea what to do here.
Oh yeah, like, and my only thing is that we've had people where, and it's part of the issue we hit, is we had people that were not willing to listen to what was going on or talk about it or anything, and they're just like, no, this is how we do it. And it's like, no, dude, come on.
Mm-hmm.
We had this one Reaper before we had Reese Pocket, and I don't know why, but with me, she was so salty, and I just kind of shrugged it off because that's kind of how my family is. But the show noticed one day, and he's like, what was that? I was like, oh, yeah, you noticed that? I just ignored it. But she had such an attitude, and I'd be like, look, we were on 2, and this was before we were clearing 2 pretty consistently. Like, sometimes we would have to go on it for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what we changed up, but we didn't have 2 melee DPS anymore. We were doing something else that day. And I was like, hey, we've got a limit break 3, right? And you can get off a limit break 3 with enough time to get off the limit break 1 or 2 at the end, I think.
Give or take, if you go the full distance of the timer, yeah.
Yeah, if you do it right? Well, I was like, we've got a 3, we need to put it off. And then nothing happened, because you saved that for melee. And I was like, we've got limit break 3, I was like, can you do limit break 3, please? And then ignore it, right? And then finally, towards the end, I was like, we've still got limit break 3, and we're past flow 3.
Oh, then right? Too late now. Now you save that for possible F-ups.
And now I'm like, are you serious? And then at the end, she's like, I'm not gonna interrupt my
oh god.
Combo. What am I thinking? Oh yeah.
Rotation.
Guys, rotation. I was like, my words start. I'm not gonna interrupt my rotation just to hit a limit break. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh my god.
Like, what the? Okay.
But my parse.
Yeah.
That's what it here. That's what I hear when I hear that. But my parse.
We didn't clear it. we died and had to re-go. So then our oh no, he's not on yet. Then our caster started hitting it off that day. I was like, okay, because usually our ninja would do it, and he wasn't running his ninja, or he wasn't with us. I don't know. I was like, okay, that's how we're gonna do this today now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things that one has to sacrifice for the group at occasions, and if it means that you're gonna, mess up your parse this one time, but you get the clear, wonderful, whatever, who cares?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we dropped them. Because then Sho was noticing how, because it was mostly with me, I noticed. But I talk a lot, so that might be why. She was just saying, like, we got into it once about how we were talking that we started playing Final Fantasy with our friends and everything. And she was saying, I don't start playing video games with friends because that's how you lose friendships and da-da-da-da-da. I never play video games with my real life friends. And I just sat there and I messaged Sho and I was like, Sho, should I tell her I started playing this with my husband?
Yeah.
Should I mention that part?
That actually, hearing that in particular is just like, that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously I keep track of my own numbers and all that jazz. I want to be as good as I can be, etc. But I always will do what I can for the group. But if it means sacking something, then fine. Hell, I've taken a tank buster and away from the main tank because there wasn't any plans on swaps or whatever, and been like, okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna die over here in the corner. Because even though I'm on Dark Knight, and my damage is, relatively decent for a tank, I'll take the hit.
Like in 3, like sometimes the damn tethers, we were having a big problem with them not coming off of other people. So if I saw that the tether was on me and it wasn't getting picked up, I would get away from the party. I'm gonna die, but I'm not gonna take everyone else out.
By the way, I see your message to show. He's probably not gonna need the pants. Because mostly because of the fact that I know that I think the only tank that needs pants is Warrior. Because literally,
I think he has everything leveled, but I don't know if I've ever seen him run Warrior.
No, I don't think so either. That's what I was getting at, because I know he does Gunbreaker and possibly Dark Knight. And I know that the 3, like the things that Warrior is weird because it doesn't need direct hit at all because of, inner release. But the other tanks need the direct hit, so they meld a bunch of other things, and the meld things all completely different. So if we were gonna go into 2, and that's what I was kind of thinking about. That's why I finished leveling my Warrior and I gave it the upgraded axe and everything. But I guess I don't need to do that because I was gonna take that for 2 to invuln every other tank buster there. But since we're not gonna do that, I didn't need to do it. But it's fine because it was gonna happen anyway. It was going to happen eventually. I'm not sure if Shows told you about his problem with it, but I know that he and I share this issue of obsessive-compulsive leveling disorder, where we want to just level everything to max level.
Oh, my husband just hit 90 on everything, 2 days ago. Yeah.
Right now...
let me see. I've got 90 White Mage and 90 Dancer, and then I only have 4 other classes, even.
Hey, no, you play what you like. That's all that really matters. But I enjoy playing a bunch of different things, and it helps me keep myself in a mental state of I understand what you're going through because I've at least leveled through it, and I understand what kind of moves you have and what you can and can't do.
Well, and then a big part of me is playing is muscle memory. So earlier I was doing the 24-man with my White Mage, and I kept trying to run out of the way. And I kept hitting the button that I have for my dash on Dancer, but it's not.
You don't have a dash, no.
No. So I'm like, why didn't that work? Oh, okay, no, I hit Presence of Mind instead. Because mine's so muscle memory, I hit the wrong stuff all the time if I switch.
But that's why I on all my classes that are similar, I always put the things that are similar in the same spot. So for all my tanks, my off GCD mitigation, so like TBN and Corundum and stuff like that, I have on the same button and that kind of thing, and it's the same thing with my healers. Well, I have, okay, the single target heal is this, the single target shield is here, and I keep it, my 2 sets of healers on where everything's nearly the same. Obviously, they have enough different where I might need to adjust here and there, but for the most part, it's on the same plane.
Yeah, the only thing I have that even works for that is, I have one of everything, sort of. I have 1 tank, 1 melee DPS, 1 healer, 1 range DPS, 1 magical range, so I have Red Mage, and then I have Bard and Dancer, because I like this range.
But not Machinist? You don't want to be selfish?
I haven't picked that up because I was trying to try out everything else. So
it's fine. I'm poking fun.
Oh, I know. You're all... My husband's saying I might like Sage. I might. See, well, what it is I started as Bard, and then I went to Dancer, and then I was like, hey, maybe I'll test my boundaries here, and I'll pick up Red Mage because they're technically a caster, but they're kind of this in between. It was my dabbling into having to cast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And then I picked up Gunbreaker. I was like, I'll try tank. And my husband laughed at me because the first thing I ran was just to level. I ran a guild heist. And it's the damn one with the morbles.
Oh, God.
And he's yelling at me that I have to turn him around. I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. And he's like, you don't have tank stance on. I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. Because I didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
And I took out the whole party with bad breath.
Fun times. But just quick question. When did you actually start Final Fantasy 14?
When did I? Well, I started. That's a very loaded question. I started when it first came out, 2.0.
Okay.
We didn't get very far because then we had a kid and everything. So then we skipped forward. I started playing. Oh, shush! He's telling me I didn't get far. He went farther than I did. My husband. He's in here making dinner. He's right next to me. So, I started playing back in November 2019. Yeah, no, it was before the pandemic.
So that was what, Stormblood, give or take?
Yeah, and then I didn't even finish ARR at that time, and we took a break and came back in like January. After that, like I was off. We didn't play for like 2 months.
Okay. The only reason I asked in particular, because since I've played since like 2.4 and I played relatively straight with an exception of a longer break during the later half of Stormblood, I remember a time when the tanks didn't get their tank stance until level 30.
Oh, my husband remembers a time when you had to play several different classes to open up
the cross-class skills. Yep. I recall that.
We were playing back then, but I didn't get very far. I don't remember a lot of it. So, yeah, back in the good old times.
Good old times? Paladin didn't get their tank stance till 40. They were so weird.
40? Paladin didn't get tank stance till 40?
They got... Okay, so back in the day, you had two different stances for the most part. You had a DPS stance and a tank stance. Except for, let me take that back. In 2.0, only Paladin had it. Warrior basically was just, you have tank stance on or do you not? Because tank stance reduced your damage for the survivability originally. And as a result, since Paladin had the DPS stance, it got that at 30, but not the tank stance. But Warrior got the tank stance at 30. But then Dark Knight came out in the next expansion, and it got its tank stance at 30. And then it just continued on from there. And it was just like, it took forever for them to swap that and move first the tank stance over to 30. And then when they got rid of the DPS stance entirely, then they moved all the tank stances down to 15 or whatever the first one is. And it's just like, wow, what the hell? Like, I remember struggling trying to hold hate while leveling Paladin because all I had was Sword Oath, which was a DPS stance. I couldn't hold hate with anything against like a black mage that was doing fire 2 AoEs. It's just like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
Well, I remember that didn't Ranged used to have an LB3 that was a res?
Yes.
Like was it Bard? Bard specifically had a res LB3. I remember that.
It was specifically Bard because of the fact that they changed that starting in Heavensward. And Bard got a new LB3 starting then, and Bard was the only ranged up until that point.
And then we used to have that. What was it? Tactical points or something?
TP, yes.
Bard, yeah. There's so much that's changed, but well.
Yeah, but you would empty out of TP because like MP is now, it had a flat rate where MP used to have like. It would go up with Piety until they adjusted it to everybody has 10,000 MP and Piety just adjusts how quickly you regain it. So TP was just like, and when you sprinted, it actually drained your TP, so you couldn't sprint as a physical user at all.
Seriously?
Yes.
You used to use TP to sprint?
Yep.
Because it's basically like a stamina. Oh, that's stupid.
And you would do it on purpose as a caster. You would sprint even if you didn't need to because usage of your resources counted toward LB build. So sometimes as a caster, you would purposefully sprint to burn the TP to get a build into Limit Break. It was hilarious.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so some of the stuff was really broken and weird. It's just But the only reason I brought it up in the first place is because you not having tank stands and stuff like that. It's like, well, somebody doesn't know, or if they started really early and they don't have it yet.
And the thing is that I had played other MMOs before. Like I'd played WoW, and I played what was that other one? I cannot remember what it was called. And I don't remember. I played another one, but I don't remember what it was. But the thing is that I just played the quest, and you didn't. I never got to a point that you had to do dungeons or anything like that, or deal with parties. I just played by myself and did my own little whatever and just screwed around. So I had no clue what this whole, classes were with healers or tanks or anything. So I really didn't understand what the jobs even, like a healer, that made sense, but I didn't understand that there were specific things you had to know and what to do playing each class, because I always picked up something where I can just hit things. I pick up dancer or bard or whatever. My job is I hit it until it dies. I don't have to deal with anything else. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm running Gunbreaker, and I just killed everybody. And then I got really afraid of doing any kind of queue. I was terrified of killing people.
That's why I actually didn't start raid tanking until Shadowbringers, when they revamped the way that the tank stand stuff worked. I used to do dungeons, at least from Heaven's Ward, but I didn't have the confidence to be able to do the tank stance switching to DPS stance back and forth well enough to do raid stuff. But when they switched it, it's just hate generation is all the tank stance does, and it was just like, okay, I could do this.
Yeah, so I've
actually raided on every single role throughout the entirety of my career. I've done melee, I've done ranged, I've done healing, and I've done tanking. And I did freaking coils on Black Mage, if you can believe that. Coils of Bahamut.
Yeah, when it was still like actually hard to do.
Relatively relevant, yeah. Relatively relevant.
When not like now, it's like, oh, I'll just go in and run this by myself.
Oh yeah, because you can undersize it. No. I was running it. Technically, it wasn't relevant. I was stuck on T9 for a while because it was right before Final Coil was coming out. And I never really finished it on content, but I was able to clear 1 through 8 on my Black Mage when it was relatively difficult, with the exception of, like, I think, what was it, T2 cheese strat with the Allegan Rot in Rage.
I don't even know.
Yeah. There was...
I don't see that.
I'm gonna look up at least what it was. Hold on. Only because I want to satiate my own brain space here. Yeah, okay. So turn 2, the second floor of the first segment of Bahamut. There was a mechanic that has come up since, or a similar thing since, called Allegan Rot, that nobody wanted to deal with. But they discovered that if you just wait for Enrage to happen on the timer, and you just rush the boss and just heal through everything, you can beat it without having to deal with Allegan Rot. And it's just like, we didn't want to have to deal with that shit. Like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I remember seeing a video on that when, I think, was it when Asmund started playing? He did like a bunch of videos about all the different things in it, because he was
going through it as a new player.
Yeah, he was going through it as a new player, but he wanted, so he's still doing everything at minimum item level with minimum. Yeah.
It's the best way to go through that stuff if you really want to experience what's going on, because it's real fun still, even with the mechanical changes to the classes.
But like, that's the same idea on why they changed what is it, Praetorium and stuff, because people would just run straight through it, and you couldn't, if you're new to it, you had no clue. So
yeah, that's why the original fix was, okay, when a cutscene plays, you can't skip it.
Yep.
I do like the new changes.
That, though? I think it's like everybody hits some button or something that you can get past it. The cutscenes from Praetorium and stuff, from MSQ Roulette. You have to disconnect. My husband said you have to disconnect.
Yeah, I remember the disconnect one. I don't remember the other. If there was another one, I remember the disconnect, but not that one. But the changes they made honestly streamlined it a little bit. Obviously, the cutscenes are still cutscenes, but
yeah, but I haven't even been in it since they changed it.
oh, it feels so much better.
Kind of been...
The boss fights are actually hard. I'll tell you that. Like for a dungeon, the boss fights are actually hard. Like you can't just cheese it like we used to.
And you just run past everything and.
Yeah. It's probably half to do because now you have the party. It's not an 8-man, it's a 4-man. But also, the other part is probably also the redo of the mechanics. Like, have you seen Emerald Weapon?
Yeah, I've done Emerald Weapon.
So obviously that's supposed to be based off of Gaius, but we've never seen like the moves that Gaius used in that fight per se.
No, yeah.
But they redid Gaius's. No, he wouldn't even do some of those moves, period. Like, even when I started, it was kind of like those moves wouldn't show up, like the X-Blades and stuff like that. You only saw it, like, in the later ones, like when you've met him in the burn and stuff like that. But it's just like, who the fuck remembers at this point for that? But, like, Praetorium, I do it over and over, but I don't see it. But now you get to see it. Yeah. He does all those moves, does a bunch of these things. It's just like, oh, I remember this. It's weird, because it's just like, this happens way before Emerald Weapon, but I'm like, oh, I remember this from Emerald Weapon. It's so weird. But all the changes that have come and gone throughout the years have been very interesting to kind of like mentally catalog and be like, oh, yeah, I remember when that was a thing. Like, the reason I picked up tanking at all, like in seriousness, was because of Dark Knight. Because I really like Dark Knight's aesthetic and all that other jazz, And one of the first things that you learn as a Dark Knight in Heaven's Ward was there's a button called Blood Price that would recharge your mana, kind of like how Blood Weapon does. But the thing is that Blood Weapon would do it on each attack, and it still does, obviously. Blood Price would do it on each hit. So you would be like, okay, turn this on, hit me more. And stuff like Abyssal Drain would cost MP, so you could just Abyssal Drain to the cows come home while they're hitting you because you're just recharging all the MP back and throwing it back at them. It was just like, this is amazing, I love it. But that stuff obviously doesn't work anymore because it's not here. I cry.
Okay, and so have you run 4? Do you know 4?
I've cleared everything, so yes, I know everything about everything.
Because I know nothing.
Yep. I can assist. I had already asked Sho whether or not you guys are running blind or not to see how much I should assist, and he said, "Nope, we're doing it as we go." And it's just like, okay, I'll guide where I need to then. I will say that the first major mechanic of 4, if you guys were having trouble with tethers, we're gonna have to really be on point.
We were having trouble with tethers, but I think it was... We got that solved pretty quickly. Like, we figured out a way to do it.
I'm just warning you, because the first major mechanic of 4 is got a finicky passing maneuver.
Oh, yay.
And it's not just the tanks that have to take it. It depends on certain things, on whether or not who takes it and who keeps it, and you don't want to pass it or else you can't get it back and you might need it, and it's just like, uh-oh.
We ended up doing where Clara and I would grab the tethers, like we'd stand up front and get the tethers and just take them out so that tanks could pick it up, because they kept jumping. Yep. What was happening is we were having Sho would come in and grab a tether, and then the other tank would come in and he'd accidentally take Sho's tether.
Oh, that happens.
So then so then Sho'd have no tether, and the other one would still be sitting there on somebody else.
Oh no, I've experienced all of that. That is.
So we're like, okay, this ain't working.
It's like that. Took us a while to kind of get settled, And then the other one that took us the longest bit to get settled was birds. Specifically the dashes after you killed them the first time.
Oh yeah, that was something we've gotten pretty good at that. We obviously got stuck at the beginning with the numbers.
Mhm.
That was tricky. But once we figured that out, we were getting past it pretty good. And then the birds, we just could not get past the birds for the longest time, especially with that tether. And then we started getting to that consistently. I'm like, yes. So now we were working on it. The towers. Is that called Fountain of Fire, or is that something else? That's Fountain of Fire, right? The towers on 3.
The tornadoes?
Yes, tornadoes, towers. Are there 2 different?
No, well, do they look like fire twisters?
We had the.
I don't know. I never.
The healer towers. Not the healer towers.
healer
Where
tower.
the healers had to run across.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The circle AoEs with the tethers. Gotcha.
Yeah, but the thing is for me, it always happened so fast. I was like, I have no clue what just happened. We all just died. How do I fix it?
We're not going to go in there, but I'll just mention how it works. Is basically the healers go into the actual puddles to take it because there's a major healing buff in there. And then everybody then you 2 by 2 stand as close as you can to the boss so that you get targeted with the circle AoEs, that you get tethered to small birds, and then run across from each other so that you stretch the tether and just keep going through that. The healers get that huge buff, so it really shouldn't be that much of a healing intensive part of the fight, in theory.
In theory, always in theory.
I'm not healing, so I can't say anything. Also, I was getting pegged like really hard because the auto attacks from the freaking teeth drive me nuts.
Oh yeah.
Like I spent 2.5 fights, not taking any damage except for when I had to take the hate from the boss entirely. And all of a sudden, I'm only second on hate, and I'm getting punched in the face. I'm like, what the heck is this?
And those big birds hit pretty hard too, don't they?
Oh yeah, they're pretty stingy. But honestly, the hardest part of the fight was actually yet to come. When I said tornadoes, that's the next phase after what you guys were doing there.
Yeah.
Tornadoes, those are a mite bit complicated.
I've heard that 3's kind of harder than 4.
It is, I can confirm. Once you,
Yeah.
to be clear, once you understand what you're doing in 4, then it's much easier than 3. Because even if you understand 3, it's still harder to execute.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And in the opinion of probably my entire static, to be fair. To the point where once we were done with 3, we were trying to get people from outside our static to just skip us into 4. When obviously the lock was still there.
Yeah. But like, when Heidelin and Zodiark, when those 2 came out, I like Zodiark was definitely, I felt more complicated and hard to follow sometimes, but to me it's easier to get cleared because as long you could get carried so easy in that. But Heidelin, one person F's up and you're all dead. Like one person and that's it.
That kind of still happens in 4. There's a couple mechanics where one person F's up and you're dead, but it depends on what. But as opposed to Heidelin, where it's almost like any mechanic, one person F's up, you're dead. It's like, okay, this specific mechanic here, and here, one person messes up, you're dead. In these other mechanics, it's a specific roll. If they mess up, then you're dead. And then everything else, it's like, nah, it's recoverable. We're good.
This whole housing thing they did is still a mess.
But is it a better mess than it was before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I haven't done the house hunting thing because it doesn't really appeal to me, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I played Housing Extreme once for like 7 hours. I sat there, click, 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 click.
Oh yeah, the old one, huh?
Yep. And then someone came up and they're like, oh, I guess I'll move here, and bought it.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that the new one feels a little bit better in theory, just because of the fact that all you have to do is go in there, put your name in the hat, and you're done.
It's definitely less work.
Mhm.
Definitely less work. But, and like, it's the same thing my husband was saying, is the big issue is that they put, I'm like looking at all the districts right now. They put so much housing, like, so if you bought when there wasn't a restriction on housing, you could have multiple houses and they grandfathered you in. You can keep all of them. And I've seen places here on Mateus where like an entire word, half of it, like 50% of it is one person. It's the same name over and over and over. And I'm like, okay, look, I get you, but hold on 2 seconds. Really? Yeah. As I said, one word, all 60 houses is one person.
Oof.
On Gilgamesh.
Probably, honestly, that sounds legit. I wouldn't doubt that somebody on Gilgamesh would do something like that.
Let me see. Now I'm looking. But the thing is that they put so much housing for FC versus individuals now, and it's like seriously, what is it? So 18 wards are for FC housing, right? So that's what? It's 60 houses per ward. Times 18, that's what? 18 times 6 is going to be 60, 100, 1,800, is that right? Or 1,080? Something like that. Something like 1,000 versus the 6 that they have for
personal?
Freaking personal, which is only like 300 per district. It's ridiculous.
Sorry.
Hey, show. I will say that sounds like they're going back on the thing, because when housing.
Sorry.
When
you're all good, but show, I'm giving you the power. I don't like having power. So we have honestly made no progress on finding people. We've just been talking. I apologize. But yeah, it's what were you saying?
That it sounds like they're going back, because when housing was first released, it was only for FCs, period, end of story. And that's what left a lot of the stuff really far open, because, you know, FCs weren't buying up that many houses at the time. Like, you had some FCs that were buying multiple houses and whatnot, especially across different areas, so they had different houses in different areas and etc. But it wasn't very common, even on Gilgamesh. Then when they opened up to people, that's when you had the big buy-up in individuals. So I feel like they kind of flipped it, and you're going to have like the FC houses, because they still can only buy one house. The FC wards are going to be pretty wide open by comparison, in theory, to you know, personal houses.
And I guess I kind of get why they did it, because I think the idea was that it made it more accessible for people who were lower levels, or that it made it so that more people can use that space. But I think the other idea was that there's still apartments. People can go get apartments, or you can get a room in your FC house.
Yeah.
But if you get an apartment, you can't do any of the
gardening and all that jazz.
Gardening. Can you do airships if you're not an FC?
Nope.
Yeah. So and then that's the same
that back door doesn't exist if it's a personal house versus an FC house. The door that would get you into the workshop.
I just went to Limsa, and there's a person here who's on my friends list, and I don't know who they are. Okay. And they're not in my FC. I don't know who that person is. Okay, whatever.
Sometimes that's just a person who renamed themselves. That's what happens to me consistently. I'm like, I don't know who that is, but I must have friended them at some point, so there we go. Show's on. I'm gonna go say hi to Show since I'm over here anyway. Let's do this. Sorry. I said I was gonna help, and then we're already like an hour in.
What am I clicking? Clicking all the wrong things.
Show switch.
Okay, what was I looking at?
FCs or something?
To see.
I think
we were saying 4
You are-
unless somebody else needs the pants, but I don't think anyone needs the pants.
Let me verify, but I'm fairly certain, Show, you don't need the pants. That I think the tome pants are best for you.
He just said he wants to play hide and seek. Okay. It takes him like an hour.
But Joe, I would also check to see if there are just any party finders up that need people, because people are running it like crazy right now because they opened it. Oh wait, how did it end up there? That's not the right place.
Yeah, every single bis for Gunbreaker is tome pants, and I can guarantee that Dark Knight is tome pants as well. Like I had said earlier, you weren't here, Show, but like I said earlier, I think Warrior is the only one that needs the pants out of the
whole
the raid, yeah, the raid pants in particular. Yeah, because again, Warrior is the only one that has like weird statting by comparison to the other three.
Random bit of thing. Did you guys see that they're going to be adding so that you can repair other people's gear?
You mean that auto translate will no longer be a lie?
What?
There's an auto translate of "Please repair my gear." And it's been there since the start of the game.
I didn't know that. Yeah, but I heard that they're going to be adding that in, so I'm like, okay, great. We were running. No, they're not, guys. We were running the 24-man one once, and the guy's in there like, he was a tank for our party. He's like, sorry guys, just realized my ring just broke. Oh wait, there goes my pants too. Oh well, crap. And he's like, and they're like, well, you could just repair it. And he goes, nope, I can't repair it because I don't like crafting and I don't have anything that's level. So.
Did they get rid of it at some point? Because I can't find it anymore. I was gonna throw it into the party chat to show you, but I'm damn sure that there used to be a, please help me, repair in the, or either please help me repair or I can help you repair or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't even know there was an auto translate. Where do I find that?
Just start typing in the chat and then hit tab.
Okay, now I gotta look at that. Just start typing and hit tab.
So yeah,
You
like
said there's
start.
an auto translate.
So if you just start typing like say hello and then you hit tab, then you'll see like a bunch of different things in there.
It just tells me one hello and then a bunch of ones.
Oh yeah, that's because I only found the one auto translate of hello. So if you like put gear in there, that's the auto translate Joe put in there. That means whatever language is the client's main language, you'll see that L's egress in your language.
Okay. Oh my god, is that how our friend talks to us? I totally just realized that. I have a friend who lives in Brazil, and I don't think she speaks English, and I always thought she just copied it over to Google. But that makes a lot more sense. Oh, yeah. Oh, is that why you see those little arrowy things? Or no?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I had no clue. Okay.
It just shows it in your language. So, like, if they have their game set in Spanish or Dutch or whatever, it changes that.
Okay. Mine officially blown.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was gonna say.
Okay, so you went, huh? Like at the exact same time when I was talking to my son, I was like, oh my god, did I not mute my mic? What?
No. I was trying to understand what Joe was saying there for a second.
Well, see, the funny thing is at the exact same time, I was talking to my son because he's got this little toy that has snowflakes with it, and he comes over and he goes, look, I have a snowflake. I was like, yeah, is it really cold? And then you went, I was like, oh crap.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh boy. Only because my mind is still reminiscing. The one time I did physical range like you do was back when Bard did not play like Bard. Show knows what I'm talking about. Game. Many bards would disagree with you.
Bow mage best part. Okay. Okay, I'm assuming Bard had casting?
Back in Heaven's Ward, what is now actually it's the same the thing is still there. Wanderer's Minuet, instead of being a song that you kind of casted and it just kind of played out, it was basically a stance. And when you were in that stance, every GCD was a casted GCD. Only off GCDs were not casted.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's because they had reworked Bard to match how Machinist worked. It worked really good on Machinist. Like really, really good on Machinist. But to kind of bring Bard into compliance with that, they put Bard in the same boat. And Sho and I agreed that we really enjoyed it. It was really fun. And that's when I played my best Bard. I mean, hell, I ripped hate off the tank in my opener with how much crit I put into that shit in raid, and I was so proud of that. He was in tank stance too, even though this was the time when he could do the DPS stance. He hadn't swapped to DPS stance. He was still in tank stance, and I still ripped hate off him. As Bard, it was amazing. I loved it. But then they killed it, obviously, because Bard didn't like that, and I was like, you know what, that's fair. Because Bard never played like that before, but Joe and I, yes, agreed that we loved Bard back when it was basically a bow mage. The only thing that I was glad that they changed before they switched it back to not being caster was originally when it did its cast thing, the cast position was your character reaching into the quiver. And it's just like, what? It makes more sense that the cast position is you drawing back the bow. What the hell are you doing? And they switched that before they, obviously ended up killing it entirely. What was really funny was that's exactly. Remember how when I first started mentioning it, that basically it's because they changed Bard because that's how they designed Machinist to work, and they wanted Bard to be like similar-ish because they're the similar class. They're both the ranged physical. When they dropped it for Bard come Stormblood, they dropped it for Machinist, and Machinist felt like so weird and busted, and like it didn't work at all without it at first. And they had to do a complete rework of Machinist like halfway through Stormblood to get it to feel any decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy how much they've just changed classes from the beginning.
No, I have not. You've already mentioned Shai a couple times, your son, but I also have my son. He's actually here tonight as well. I only get him here on the weekends.
Oh, yeah?
You want to come say hello to everybody in Shell's raid?
My daughter is 7. My son just turned 4. So
Yeah,
you
Jane.
hear them. Iris, no. So like I'm
Hello.
getting on this one. Stop playing with us. They're going through post-it notes as if it's a game. Hello.
Yeah, that was him a second ago.
How old is he?
He's 9, going on 10 at the end of the year.
Yeah, my daughter is going on 7.5, and then my son just turned 6 at the beginning of June. Oh no, Jesus, 4. What did I just say? I don't even know. My brain's losing it. 7 and 4. They're 7 and 4.
I don't worry. I feel you. Like even it took me a second. They're like, he's 10. No wait, he's 9. He's 9, turning 10 at the end of the year. Okay, got it.
Oh, don't worry. I was talking with my own father, and he was saying, "Oh, I remember this and this." I was like, "Yeah, really? What's my birthday?" And he's like, "Don't ask me that question."
Mm-hmm. Okay, how many people here actually watch Nest at all?
Watch what?
There's a YouTuber by the name of Drac Gamenstein who puts like clips of videos put together when he does the Savage raiding stuff, and one of the jokes that one of the tanks has made when he came back, like, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to my daughters about this, that, or the other. Goes, wow, you're paying attention to your daughters. I've known you longer than you've known them because obviously he knew him before they were born. So. So it made that joke, and technically shows in that same boat with me and Jaden that he's known me before Jaden was born. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had a wonderful fiasco a couple weeks ago of I'm sitting here, I'm in the middle of 2, and I have to go. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm sorry, emergency, right?
Go for it.
My daughter.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's what I had to do. I had to say that, which I don't usually do because my daughter's 7, right? She's usually got her stuff handled. She's usually okay. And then my son comes to me when he needs help, and I just mute and talk. But she broke a giant jar of pickles.
Ah, yes.
In the kitchen, and she was covered in pickle juice. Like, this was almost a half-gallon sized jar of pickles. Because she's a weirdo and will just eat pickles out the jar. That's my kid. And she knocked it on the counter, and I'm like, guys, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. And I put my headphones on, I run over, and she's got pickle juice all over the counter. She's lucky enough that she tipped it so it wasn't spilling anymore, and she's holding it over the sink. And
I'm just putting that in there so that Adrian doesn't think you're crazy there, Show.
And she's just like, it's everywhere, the pickles are ruined. And I'm like, okay, I just killed the whole party for pickles. Because we wiped. We were going into what? It was right before Flow 3, so it's like I was never in the right place. We just all died. Yes, pickles are gluten free. My daughter has celiac, so we have to be real careful about some of the things we eat. But pickles are gluten free.
If I'm grateful for one thing, is my son doesn't have any of the allergies I had when I was a kid. I was allergic to like feathers and fur, so I couldn't have dogs or birds. So my pets were fish. But real early on, my son and his mom at the time, we went into a pet shop just out of whim, and they really wanted a puppy, and I was just like, I know that I'm no longer allergic, but I'm kind of still afraid. Let's see how this pans out. Luckily, the dog we got hasn't affected anything in either of us, so it's fine.
My son, we're realizing I think he's allergic to cats because we go over to my parents' house and he starts sneezing, and he rubbed his eye the other day and it just went red and swollen. I was like, uh-oh.
Sounds like an animal dander issue. Yep.
Well, he's been fine with the dog our whole life.
Well, the thing is that each animal has its different kind of dander, so you can be allergic to one type of animal and not another.
Yeah, but my daughter, we realized when she was, almost a little over 3 years ago now, she just had 1 week where she couldn't keep anything down and couldn't figure it out. We'd already been wondering if she had some kind of allergy or intolerance because my husband's lactose intolerant, and we tried all those different things, and finally, like, it must be gluten. We took that out. She was in the 25th percentile on weight at the time. She was in the 75th percentile for height and the 25th for weight.
Ooh.
And yeah, I was like, look, 25th on itself is nothing. She weighed 30 pounds, 32 pounds at 4 years old. And she was tall. And in that one summer when we took her off of it, she gained 10 pounds.
There you go. What were you gonna say there, Sho? For this fight, yeah, I think it's doable.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna get through it anyways, are we? Are we planning on clearing it right now?
I think it's actually even doable. I think my team cleared with a bard and a dancer, something like that. At one point, we needed a sub, so.
I wish they gave dancer a little more potency, but my husband said it would be too OP if we did that because of all the
buffs you give everybody else.
Oh yeah, because of all the other things I do for other people.
Oh, there we go. Shazam! We got 2 and 1. Oh, I think that was the point, probably, right? Yeah, no, you give so much buffs. Like, if you look on sites that shall not be named,
Yep.
you'll see that while your personal DPS is very low by comparison to most other, but your raid DPS is like insane.
Yeah, and you can tell the difference. Like sometimes when I was first started, and Clara helped me a lot to figure out some different stuff, because when I started raiding with Sho and everything, I didn't know a lot. Like, I think I put arm's length on my hotbar for the first time for P2. I was like, wait, what is this? My husband's like, you have to have this. I was like, what is it? He's like, it makes it so you don't fall off stuff. I was like, but I can just stand over here and it'll push me back. He's like, no, you need it. But I didn't know much of anything, and just even lining up those.
And every bard and machinist is screaming at you because they all through Stormblood they didn't have access to such a technique, and they always got knocked back.
We are Shy's first static.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. Like I recall like bards, particularly in Omega. In Omega, there were a lot of like knockback mechanics that would happen, and everybody except for physical range had anti-knockback maneuvers, and it just drove every single physical range nuts.
Well, now I'm so reliant on the arm's length that I use it all the time, and I was
as you should.
Yeah, well, I was doing the 24-man, and I was running white mage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! My husband's choosing. I was running white mage, and I was like, oh crap! I didn't put it on this character. I didn't put it on my hotbar. What is it on that one? It's Surecast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have it on my hotbar over there.
Vic, you here?
I think they're talking about voice chat.
There he is. Specifically Vic, I was trying to get because he's the only one who didn't do the ready check.
Oh.
There we go.
Arm's length causes.
Yeah. I was laughing because I was like, hey, I haven't really been on and just played for a while. Just been doing, raid. And I was like, I'm going on. I'm going to level this. I'm going to level Bard because I have it up level 86. I was like, let me get up to 90 because I like Bard and get all the Mandeville done because I don't have that finished. And I was laughing because my husband, we were running Fates. And I was like, hold on, what's this? And I'm looking at all of my actions and traits. I'm like, oh my god, okay. So this and this and this. And he's like, come on, let's go, because we're running Fates. I was like, no, now that I understand what this stuff does, it's actually important. Now that I've been raiding, I actually know why this is here.
Nope, that's the wrong one. This is like 30 minutes.
Sorry, I'm watching the cutscene.
You're not the only one.
Okay, good. I have dinner as well. I don't know what time it's going to be ready, so I might be able to go a little longer than that.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
Dinner is important, yes.
I'm only putting that out there for the people who aren't in our voice chat. Because I obviously have clear experience, but... Alright. So, what we want to do is basically we're going to be two light parties, but it's going to be of healers and tanks and healers and DPS at the start, just to kind of explain a little bit of what we're doing for the first mechanic. And then, I don't want to spoil too much because I want you guys to learn. Okay, so tanks and healers, you guys are gonna stand in front of the boss after it gets pulled, and DPS stay behind, and then, we'll just see how it goes.
I mean, I'm assuming there's at least a little bit from normal that I can bring in to understand.
Oh, I'm sure, but
right?
But no, not for this first mechanic.
But no. Yes, but no.
All right, so. Sho, do you want to make tank or do you want me to? Since you haven't done this fight at all.
Oh, because you're from another data center, it gives you Traveler. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Tank's hands off means that I'm taking it then. Okay, so let me just throw up a ready check and we will just blind pull this for the first run just to see how it goes. Other than my hint of tanks and healers come up with me. It's more fun to learn that way. I'll explain things as, we see them. Does anybody need a longer than 15-second cooldown?
Nope, 15's good for me. I don't know about anyone else.
I'm counting down then.
Oh, you should stand back. Stand over here.
Okay. So did you pay attention to that first thing that happened? What thing do you ask?
Blood rake, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm. So is this one?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now we got this. Ib.
There.
You guys need this.
If you have the sparklies, do you want it? Okay, no, here, stop.
No.
Oh, okay. Do you want it if you have sparklies
Nope.
or no?
It has nothing to do with that.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
So
I obviously did not want that.
So you were right in the mechanic you looked at before. The blood rake is what tells you which one you want. So
Okay.
so the first blood rake tells you who needs the tethers that you saw come out second, and the second blood rake tells you who needs the debuff.
Okay.
The sparklies means that you lost the debuff and you can't get it back anymore. So if you need the debuff and you got sparklies, you did it wrong.
Okay. I did not have sparklies, but I don't know if I needed the debuff.
No. So that one, it was tank healers needed the debuff and the DPS needed the tethers. And that's why I was trying to chase you down, Vic.
Well, I took the tether and I still died.
Did you overlap? Because there's bigger AoEs around that.
Might have been that because I was standing somewhat near you, like the distance we are now. Here.
Yeah, that's a little bit too close. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like right here. This is about where it needs to be.
Slightly
Like a
bigger
squ-
than one of the squares.
Yeah, exactly. Slightly bigger than one of the squares. So, first blood
Oh, go again?
break tells you need heathers. Second tells you need debuff. So I'm putting that in there for, I think there's one guy, I think it's Ruruki, who is not in the secondary voice chat and is not here either. So I'm putting that in there.
No, Ruru's with the other person who's in voice chat.
Zalfei?
That was cleared.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's somebody.
I think it's Adrian who isn't in a one.
I knew there's, yeah, because we got 3
Yeah.
people and there's one person who's not.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I have a button backer to help with it. Okay.
That way I don't have to explain it too much. One of the things that you want to do, just to make it easier, if you do not need a debuff, gather up together and stack on top of each other, because then you'll quickly pass the debuff between each other and you won't get it back. You can't accidentally take it anymore if you do not need the debuff.
So then I have a question. How do you get the debuff?
It's random.
Okay.
Yep, boss casts on you randomly. Same thing with the tethers, that's why.
Not COVID.
Oh, we were just talking about Elegant Rot. Yeah, this is Elegant Rot. Is that the you want it? Yeah. So basically, in that case that we had where the tanks and healers needed to take the debuff, all the DPS would do best to stack right on his butt together to quickly pass it to each other, and then try to pass it to a tank or a healer.
Okay.
That doesn't already have it, obviously.
Okay. Okie doke. That's cool.
I'll tell you, this first mechanic took my group a long time because we were doing blind prog, and it took us a long time to figure out specifically what was going on. We kept flipping it back and forth to try and figure out what the hell we were doing. Thank you so much for that, Rain. I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon where you are as well. Thank you. You alright, Joe? Ready, very well. Here we go. Let's see if we can get past the first mechanic.
Damn, my husband's making dinner. It smells so good.
So tanks and healers are getting the tether. Sorry, DPS are getting the tethers. Because this is reversed. I completely forget about that. Whoever's got.
It's random.
Yeah, whoever's. So DPS will be the ones who need the tethers. DPS are getting everything.
Oh, yay.
So tanks and healers stack up here north. On top of me. Or not.
Okay, so if I have the COVID stuff, I don't want it, right?
Yeah. And Rookie, over here.
Did I do? I think I did that right. I don't see the tethers.
I'm gonna die.
There's
I'm gonna
two
die.
tethers.
There's 4.
Oh, I didn't see them all.
I think everybody's gonna die here.
Okay.
Yeah. So whoever's got the Blood Rake tether, it's the opposite group of members that's gonna need that particular thing.
Okay, so we're gonna want to.
So if you didn't see tethers that time, it's because they were on the tanks and healers in the front. So his cape would probably block your vision of that.
Okay. So it's one of two things that's gonna pop up first. It's either the tethers or the COVID. Am I okay calling it COVID? And that's gonna pop up front to the tanks and healers.
It
Comes first and then tether.
the Blood Rakes will tell you who it's supposed to have. Because you notice the first time one went to the tanks and healers, one set went to the tanks and healers, the other set went to the DPS. But this time both sets went to the tanks and healers.
I guess what I'm not seeing is the sets you're talking about. I need to look at it again.
Look during Blood Rake.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
And then remember that whoever I call out who needs the COVID debuffs, whatever you want to call it, right? That group that doesn't need it needs to stack together to make it easier to pass to the other people coming to grab it.
Yeah, I think I passed it okay. I just didn't pick up a tether.
Well, I still had mine, so somebody missed mine, so...
Yeah, I didn't get a tether.
Yeah, it's okay.
Because I couldn't see them. His cape is very...
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is.
It is.
Okay, we ready?
That's what this is for. And then the tethers act exactly... you might want to do the exact same thing as you did with P3, where the people who want it stand in front of everybody else who doesn't need it. Show. You ready? No? Okay. And I did the thing where I gave Show the blackest knight at the start because I'm used to being off tank.
Sorry, I'm trying to put myself. This is the AoE, right?
Yeah, that's just a regular AoE. Here's the first blood rake.
Okay, so okay.
So tank and healers are gonna take the tethers, like Xiaofei just put up there. Now he's gonna do another set of blood rakes. Tank and healers get everything. So you guys want to group up entirely.
Okay.
Be careful, be careful. Don't get too close because you don't want to pass yours when you don't need to. Okay. Okay, tanks and healers stand in front of the DPS real quick to grab tethers.
Okay, I understand.
There we go. Now spread. I didn't notice that all the healers were dead. Ooh, just in time. Oh, but we do have a summoner, so. Now this you might remember.
Yes, this I know. I just
Auto
don't
attacks.
remember which one's which. Okay, it depends on the order they're in, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna see how much you guys remember.
Yeah, that one's pushback.
Bye,
That one's
Vic.
a spread. Okay, I did.
Pushback and stack, actually.
Oh, the red's a stack? Yeah, green spread.
Yep.
I haven't done that in a while.
Yep.
Okay. So, the tether's set just by the order. So Vic, like Vic said, it's the tethers first and then the rot after. And if it touches you, you don't want it again.
You can't get it again if you lose it, so. So, but yeah, it's about accurate. So basically, I'll call it out as well as obviously Xiaofei has it in chat there. Who needs what? So tethers will be the first thing that gets called out, and the second thing, but the first thing to come out is the debuff. So whatever, it gets set to who needs it in opposite order of which it comes out. You get me?
Got it.
All
I
right.
just have to keep doing it over and over to get it right.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I think I understand.
Also, which one of those Pnax colors go up first? That's random.
Between the two that come up?
Yep, there's always going to be two, but which one is always random? It'll always be either knockback or flare in the center, and spread or stack.
Okay, but I'm assuming they go off in the order that they
Start, yes.
They start. Okay. It's random what it is, but the order is still.
With the exception of the fact that you got two different pairs, basically.
Yeah.
All right, you ready, Vic? Vic. Perfect. It always when I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna ask one more time, and then both Show and Vic are like, now I say ready. Yeah, we're gonna need some debuffs during the AoEs, by the way, or defensive buffs. DPS are gonna take the tether. DPS are gonna take everything. So DPS spread out so you don't lose your debuffs. Tanks and healers stack on me. Alright, DPS come and grab if you don't have. And then stand in front of us. Flawless. Defensive if you can. Get away from me. I have a tank buster. And it's an AoE one, so don't touch me.
And they don't show the AoE markers on this, do they?
Nope.
So you just gotta make sure you're far enough apart.
Mm-hmm.
Or spread.
This is Savage after all. Okay, you want to get as far to the corner as we can. Up, but standing groups. Two on the healers. Healer spread.
Do we want to be here? Or?
Yeah, this is fine, but the healers had to spread out. There's two of them.
Okay, wait. Why did healers need to spread out?
Because the healers get the, there
gotta be light. Is that right?
Basically, it's a stack, but it's light party stacks, because there's two of the splashes that land on each healer. The healers are the targets. So the healers need to spread out a little bit.
Okay, so then we probably need to set up light parties.
Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't done the between lightning and fire mechanic, but yeah, that's technically how Party Finder does it. That's right. Oh, that's right. The other healer's not in here. No wonder I said spread and nobody was moving. Because I'm sure that
I'm with you.
Show, you pick. Who do you want? One or two? All right. There we go. Those are our light party stacks for stacks. If I say spread, if you see the green, that everybody's got to spread apart because it's on each and every person. Okay. And as you saw, Joe, I know you went to the corner because that's how it is in normal, but in Savage, you can just kind of come to the furthest part of the side and you're good enough.
Yeah, because I was trying to go to the corner too, because...
No, you don't need to do that. It's just as far from the center as possible that is, decent enough.
You know how close you can get without pulling? Is it this?
I think it's almost here. Maybe
I'll let
that...
you test it, then it won't be my fault.
Yeah. I mean, if I pull early, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's about where that diamond in front of me was.
Okay.
I scoop that up a little bit. Okay, tanks and healers are good at tethers. Tanks and healers are getting everything, so tanks and healers spread out, DPS stack on top of each other.
We want to back up a little bit, right? We don't want to be right up on him.
Yeah. Go ahead, tanks and healers, go grab the debuffs. Now everybody stand in front of the DPS to grab tethers. And spread. Not in time. That last one. Always a little finicky. Get away from me, because Tank Buster's next. Now we get a little bit of a break. Because it doesn't really matter. So, Edge, don't be in the thunder. Oh. This is gonna be funny. I completely forgot about how this works. That's right. Because one goes off and then the other one, okay. Because, yeah, left and right. Yeah, thank you, Vic. Thank you. I haven't done the party finder thing for this at all, so. You're absolutely right. Okay, but now that I've got that in my brain case, hopefully I can get that down. And then we've got... yeah, be near the wall, and then you just dance. You can't be in the square that's going off at that particular moment in time, because even the square itself is dangerous. That's why you dance left and right. You can't just be there. That's another change from normal. Exactly. Let's see if we can clean up the tethers bit again. Yeah, if you guys can... whoever doesn't need the tether, back up a little bit so we can see who's got and who doesn't, because it gets a little complicated. Tanks and healers getting the tethers. Tanks and healers getting everything. Being super nice tonight. Wait for it, wait for it. Okay. Oh, I lost it. Okay. But somebody stood a little bit too far back.
Yeah, might have been me. I'm sorry.
Judge. Mine.
Is it possible to pass that the rot to somebody who doesn't need it?
Yes, that's the whole point why you're stacking together, to pass it between each other so that you can not get it back.
Okay. So it's not that if it moves to someone, it can't be pulled off them again.
Yeah, it's that you can't get it back.
Okay. I misunderstood how that worked.
That's okay. So it's going to be a knockback and spread. Knockback and spread. Knockback in the middle.
Wait, Mommy.
Oh, I don't want to be here.
Who am I?
That's the...
Yeah.
Did you pick mine?
Oh, it's the opposite side. Shit. I miscalled that.
Sorry, I've got kids in my face trying to show me post-it note pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the markers I have are out of date. Yeah, okay, let's do that.
So, just quick question on the 4 big squares. It does it in sets of 2. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Or does it show us all 4 before they go off?
No, it does it in sets of 2.
Okay.
There we go. So east is B. There we go. Okay, yeah, perfect.
I'm definitely gonna grab the waymarks.
Let me refresh my waymarks here.
Oh, I'm out of space. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, the second set is automatic anyway, because you won't ever get a repeat. So we saw knockback and spread first, then the next one was definitely going to be out and healer stacks. It'll always be the opposite of whatever came the first time, so it's easy to remember in that regard.
Fire and poison will never go off first. Okay, cool.
If fire and poison will never go off first. Oh yeah, you're right. Absolutely correct. Because it'll always be not either thunder or water.
Okay.
No, I understood. For a second, I was just like, wait, they can't go off in the second set, but you meant second in each set. I got it.
Yeah.
My brain caught up.
I don't think it was bad. I got what you meant. Just all depends on how you read it in your head.
Mm-hmm. Next healers get tethers. DPS will get debuffs. Alright. As usual. Shona, too close.
Does the debuff have like an area of effect or no?
Not the debuff.
Okay. So I'm not gonna kill someone else with it.
Yep, nope, too late. Let's all just reset this.
Ninja tank.
Maybe back when their personal damage reduction was actually make one attack miss. But even then the follow-up would have hit and that would have still hurt. Okay. I'm just going to start the countdown because honestly, that was way too quick. And I can't explain anything that we have not already seen. DPS are getting tethers. DPS are getting everything. So tanks and healers stack like real tight. And now back up a little bit so the DPS can grab the tethers. Now spread out. AoE damage coming out. Any defensives? Get away from me. Oh, perfect. Come here, buddy. What do we got first? Okay, get out of the center. And spread out.
Oh, it's just so it's not.
Ah, I was still too close. Dang it. Because you didn't move in time.
And then I don't know what. Oop, I died. Is there not something that goes off in between those?
No.
Did I miss that?
So the first two go off, and then he'll do a sword or cape, and then the other two go off.
Okay, so I think I didn't see the sword or cape.
Yeah, because it's not a...
It'll just show it. Okay.
Yeah. There's not a marker like there used to be in normal. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then how do we know where to go?
Yeah. His cast is easterly shift, westerly shift, northerly shift, or southerly shift.
Got it. And do we want to go to the easterly or we want to go opposite?
2.
Okay, cool.
And then your positioning will depend on whether it's knockback or sword, obviously, because sword is a cleave and knockback is knockback.
Okay.
I will say that you...
Go
opposite?
ahead. I'm assuming it would be, well, because it's a cleaver knockback, so you'll never go opposite side, right?
Unless it's a knockback and you use arm's length.
Yeah, you have a lot more confidence in my skills than I do. Are we gonna keep going? Because I have a wonderful looking salmon that just got made for me.
Vic said he could stay 20 more minutes, like 4 minutes ago. So I don't know what you're up.
I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
My husband just put dinner down is all.
Okay. Do you want?
Is that okay?
I'll throw this up there real quick. We'll make this decision this way. Do you mind staying for, say, 2 or 3 more pulls?
I mean, personally, I don't mind. It's just that my dinner is getting cold, and the kids are sitting down to eat. And is it cool if I dip? I'm sorry.
Up to you.
We had said 7 earlier, and I thought,
You know.
yeah, I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Alrighty.
But thank you. This is fun.
Same. Yeah, we can do it again.
Are you running with this again tomorrow, or?
I am.
Cool. Okay.
So.
I do have to go though. Okay. Well, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow then. Have a good night.
No problem.
Bye.
Night. It is what it is. But that was actually some pretty good prog for figuring out that first mechanic in like 30 minutes, give or take.
Yep.
Because I promise you, I was not lying when it took my group forever and a day to get through that mechanic, learning it blind, because trying to figure out what was causing who needed what was, ugh. Like my sword. Not even looking at my sword, dude. Come on. Wait, do I still have his cosplay? No, it looks like I got rid of it. I wasn't going to keep it for very long. I finished leveling all of my tanks, though. Obviously, I haven't changed my glam, but...
I have a good group.
Yeah, you do. Everyone's at least positive and very helpful. By the way, did you switch FCs, considering that when I teleported to the FC house, I expected to be in the firmament, or not firmament, but, you know, Ishgard, and all of a sudden I'm here in Limsa?
Yep.
Aha. Oh, I got through all the clears. I got so many weapons because I obviously you saw the Dark Knight and Paladin, but I also have the Black Mage weapon, the freaking Red Mage weapon, and the for some reason I got the Monk weapons. I'm not sure how that happened. The Black Mage and Red Mage mix. Huh? I assume that was a come on. Ooh. That's actually cool. I didn't know they made those. I just finished a stream this week of freaking Valhalla, and here's a bar. Actually really fancy. What the heck? What's with the size of those pancakes? Jaden, look at the size of these pancakes.
Oh, I would.
They're giant sized.
Oh, I wish.
Uh-huh. And another bar down here. Okay. Oh. There's a host club down here. Oops. I don't think I'm supposed to be sitting on the turntables up here, but I don't know how I got up here. I just jumped and it clipped. These must be like something where it snaps my seating. So close to the roof, it just kind of like, I can't see. Who the heck would eat that? That's disgusting. Like, the other thing's fine to some degree. They at least look appetizing, but the brown, not cute looking thing is like, sure. I can't change the music. I was hoping to see, Remember autumn tide, slowly, slowly, hot and warm. Wrong. Damn, this pose. What are you up to? You wanna do anything since you're here?
Sure.
Because now that I mean, I can do whatever. It's not truly important because I don't have anything to do. I don't want to go back to Gilgamesh quite yet because it's going to be a pain and a half to get back in. At least going to wait for Saturday to roll around before I go back temporarily. Honestly, I wish I could get a medium house per se, because look at all the stuff that you can kind of pull off. It's amazing. I don't need a large. A large I think is too big. A medium is like perfect. Small I feel is too small. Large is too big. Medium is just right. Yeah, whatever you want to do content-wise, because I can do whatever. The things I need to level left are DPS, though. So if we're doing leveling stuff. What did I get on my ninja at level 82? I forgot. Nothing? That seems unlikely. Ah, Phantom Kamaitachi. At 84, we get Shuko 2. Just increases Ninki gauge when specifically using the other two. The 15, along with the melee mastery. At 86, we get the Hollow Nokizuki. Nozuchi. Words are hard, man. '88, we have the Enhanced Misui. So basically, if you're almost full, you use Bahava Kakra with Misui.
Normal grades?
Sure, why not? Let's do a machinist. You're gonna go on your warrior, you're gonna choose something else. War. Very well then. Oh, hello. Alte Rolte. Right, buddy? Four, three, two, one. Top deep goes to me on the machinist. Not sure how that happens. I was fighting with the ninja for a bit there. Ay. Yeah. Well. What's up next? I really wish there was
Not
this.
bad. I was fourth.
Yep. Yeah, DPS the monk, which was really weird. The monk should have been higher than the ninja as far as I'm aware. What do we do next?
Trials.
Let's go. I'll just promote you since you're the one who's going to be switching, as far as I'm aware. I'm going to stick on machinist. And the lace up the road feels nostalgic. I think a medium house is good enough. A large house, I think, is a little bit too big. So what's your take on the, what's it called? Billboard gate, let's call it? Have you not heard of the big controversy with the billboard in Texas? It is Final Fantasy XIV related. Ah. Well, I will regale you once we get out of this place. Do you guys in chat know about the big billboard issue, Final Fantasy XIV related, that's in Texas? Oh, hey! I didn't think I'd get back to Gilgamesh that fast. I just... I just put up wildfire, you asshole. Just as I was going into wildfire, he hit me with freaking confused, and I'm like, ah, no, but why? I hated it. I hated it so badly. Let's see if I can find it on Twitter real quick.
I hated the other tank.
What was he doing?
Poking.
I didn't see any provokes myself, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so an FC called Rain basically bought a couple billboards in Texas to advertise an in-game party they were going to have with a couple DJs and whatnot, and used not only you know, trademark copyrighted stuff from Final Fantasy XIV that they can't use without, permissions from Square Enix. But also, one of the two characters that they put on the board was as on the what is probably going to be the Moonfire Fair Festival outfit for this year.
Why?
Only because the way that you say it, is that an exasperation kind of why, or is that an actual question? Why did they do that?
Exasperation.
That's what I thought. Just double checking in case I missed something. They claim to have talked to a legal team and said that everything was above board. It's just like, okay, hold on. Let's stop that thought for a second. You claim to talk to a legal team. Let's assume you did, for sake of argument, that you believe that you talked to an actual legal team. Are they an actual legal team? Are they actually lawyers? Do they know what they're talking about in your state versus other states? Plus, the fact that we're talking about copyright and trademark, that means we're talking about United States law rather than specific states. Okay, first off. Secondarily, if they are lawyers, are they copyright/trademark lawyers? Because that's another little bit of detail that you need to know. Because they could be a lawyer in something else and have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to copyright and trademark. Like, the billboard has, like, the literal logo for Final Fantasy XIV sitting on there. And I'm like, that in and of itself, like, forget about everything else about that board that's tacky as hell. That already is trademark violation. Oh, but it says right underneath it that Final Fantasy XIV is a trademark of, Square Enix and yada, yada, yada. Just because you say so doesn't mean it gave you the right to use the logo. As many of us YouTubers and streamers found out, saying that this thing that you're using is copyrighted to this other person does not give you the right to use their property. That's not how this works. The ape on the old Geico commercial. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. God, I hate Machinist down at 50. Anything before drill needs to go die in a fire. Owie! I'll send you the picture of the billboard after the raid. What do you guys think, chat? If you've seen the billboard, what are your thoughts? What level do we get drill? Not that I can get it anytime soon because of the fact I'm stuck down here. Drill's level, yeah, 58. Ugh. Basically everything before the end of Heaven's Ward needs to go die in a fire. When it comes to machinists. Oh my god. That feel when you dodge. That feeling when you dodge the Dira's sweet steel cleave is really, really nice. How is this plant now that close? Not really a reason for it. You don't need it for anything. See, it all gets in anyway. Nope. You can heal through that. You're thinking old school, dudes. Now, turning the boss, on the other hand. No, that's it facing south. That has nothing to do about where it's tanked. Ah, I'm getting too salty. I need to chill out. Oh, somebody pulled. Somebody already pulled. Might as well just get started. Hey, another Femro. The Black Mage.
But it will.
Only one person, then just go for it. Like if it's a big chunk, then yeah, no, hold off. But it's only one person, come on. I don't think I've ever looked up in this place. I'm bored enough to want to. I was actually trying to turn the camera, not my body. Whoops. Don't get too close. Let's go! Don't stand in the fire. Tell you, I say that like you don't know that. Uh-oh, Leo, what are you doing? That was close. Did... Let's see how they do it here. 'Cause this fight has slightly changed since way back when, back on Gilgamesh. Not by much. Yep. That's the change. I don't like it. I think you should just pay attention to the cast bar, but whatever. It really doesn't have to be south. It just not in the center is the goal. Doesn't matter anymore. He die. Alright, so I can actually get the physical ranged quest started. Alright, let me send you the picture real quick. Yes, that is an actual billboard. The reactions are divided between people who are screaming about legal lawsuits and, you know, TOS and all that other jazz, and the graphic designers that are crying to sleep on the inside. Let's actually go get that started, because if not, I'm going to forget about them. Where are they? They are in Raz Athan. I have time for one more thing, give or take. Mine eyes deceive me. Lady Kisara, oh thank the Kami. Lord Heian has requested assistance in the resolution of a most urgent matter. The hunt for a fell beast believed to be a blasphemy. Though we have made many...
No.
Yeah. And apparently the guild's, to be as fair as possible, because I'm not very up on what this guild does, they have ERP available, rather than I'm not going to say that that's what they do. I'm not sure. How do your senses feel about the graphic design in particular? Let's start there. Let's forget about the rest of it. You who have done some graphic design in the past. Yeah, okay, that's your feeling. Gotcha. I'm not gonna post it in chat. You guys can go look it up. Just look up like Final Fantasy 14 billboard on Twitter, it'll show up. Yugiri. Interesting. Okay, I see I was gonna say Roganin, it's not Roganin. I wanted to say Ronso, but it's not Ronso. Oh, goddamn, what's the name of that race again? Cat boys. The actual cat boys. Ones that look like cats. Thick boys.
Hrothgar.
Hrothgar, thank you. I see one of them here with the Skyworker's singlet on, which is basically like the wife beater and the tattoo. And I'm like, how does one tattoo your fur though? It's good to see you, Kisara. When we received word that you of all people had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it. Yet here you are. Lord Ian will be pleased for this reunion. If you would wait here a moment. Yourself for whenever you're ready. Like I said, I have time for like one more thing. Well, that the kami should guide you to our steps is one, your steps to our door once more and with such fortuitous timing. Pray, forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome, but time is not on our side. Not long after receiving word of men transforming into hideous beasts in Thavnir, a similar creature was born of a woman here in Isari. After attacking another villager, she took to the skies, and though to where we know not. All too cruel twist of fate, one slain, yada yada yada. I'm gonna try and skip over this bit. I guess we'll do it when I get back. Whatever. Screw it. We'll do it when we get back. Oh. Haven't been here in a while. Saint Monix Archery Moccains. I never know how to pronounce that thing. Arboretum. I at least have a drill. This is already leagues better than the alliance roulette we were in. How am I out TPSing everybody on machinists? Did machinists get a buff without me noticing?
I told you last night.
We'll revisit this, because I'm trying to remember and I don't. But I'd like to get this done as quickly as possible, so. I'm trying to think. I thought you said that on Summoner in particular, so I was kind of like, Either way, we'll discuss it after we're done. That's interesting. If you're able to time a jump, you actually land on your feet. But if you kind of hit the thing on the way down, like if you just kind of walk off, you start spinning. I thought it was always a spin. From my memory for some reason. Dear Lord. I thought so. Not bad at all. Make sure to watch the ads. I gotta watch them. Did they get rid of the washing thing? Or is that the next one? Must be the next one. Yeah, there's the water. Up of the water conduit. Let's do this. Give these things a bath. I miss mechanics like that. Those are fun. Oops! I didn't mean to. That was a me problem. I had accidentally auto attack. Swap targets and I didn't mean to. Oh, now it's stuck on the wall. Wonderful. I tried to bring it over. Get to the opposite end, because that thing's gonna go kablooey. When auto attacks also do it, god damn it. I'm just gonna focus on this guy. There we go. Ugh, that was a little rough. Not terrible. Just a little rough. I've never seen that one before. The broader otter. That's actually kind of cute. Pet, 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 pet. You can't see my mouse, but I was petting the otter. Alright. Forgot I can't donate there. I have to donate here. Let me just donate materia. Not gonna use these. I have a bunch in my inventory. That should help me clear out some things, in all honesty. I had thought you were Summoner in my brain tonight. Anyway. Those don't sell worth jack. I don't know what it is. Why? I mean, like, other than the fact that I know Machinist is pretty high in DPS in general, because it's selfish DPS, but by the same token, shouldn't be that high. I can collect more of this stuff later. I haven't been donating that much. All right. Oh, that's for that. What I want to see is that over there. Actually, I can't see some... I can see Machinist out taking Summoner because Summoner has a res on it. Machinist is completely selfish, so to balance that out, it needs to do more damage as a result. But... yeah, you and me both. But by the same token, it's still a little higher. Like, against Monk, I shouldn't be out DPSing Monk by that much. To be fair. Yeah, it basically shows saying that the Machinist, when he was on Machinist last night, he was out DPSing everybody. It was kind of like weird. I wonder why that is. The summoners don't really res that much. I mean, I know that Red Mage is technically the better combat reser of the two of them, but still. I mean, technically Red Mage, like, of the two of them, Red Mage was always the combat reser. Like, if you had a Red Mage and a Summoner, you wanted the Red Mage to do the combat resing. But, in specific, I could still see the Summoner resing. It has the ability to do so, whereas the Machinist has no such ability, is my point. Yeah, no, I know. Red Mage equals Res Mage because they don't even need to use their Swift Cast to do the reses. My point still stands that it's only that way in specific because of the fact that if you had both, you want the Red Mage to do it. But if it's like the party we had tonight, the Summoner should still do it. Alright, good night. Make sure you leave the party before you leave, because I'm in the middle of cutscene. Or dissolve the party, whichever way. There he goes. Thank you. Wait, the capture of Hien? Sweet. More continuation is always nice. Maybe we look at the current quest come Monday. I know I said we're raiding tomorrow, but I'm not gonna stream. Honestly, not my raid. I shouldn't really be streaming, especially voices of them without their permission. But I'll definitely take tomorrow off on that. But I will see you guys on Monday. Let me just see if I can't turn more things in. Before we go and finish up. What else we got? Scarlet Moko Grass. Anything that I can regather easily. The hides are not that easy to gather, to be fair. To be fair. Get rid of all these lower quality ones. Yes, 3%, so that's a whole different deal. I could really clean up some of my retainers this way too. I need to remember to do that when I get back. There we are. Plus I got it. All right, they're paying me for this. Actually, let's do this first part real quick, just to knock it out. Is it the more quickly we do this. Because if I forget about it, I'll forget about it. Let's see. And all too cruel just a fate. One slain, for the one slain among prisoners returned to us in that deplorable exchange with the Sahi and the Empire, just when they had begun to piece their life back together. This blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foe is wont to keep to the skies, well beyond the reach of our samurai and shinobi. Thus do we seek the aid of those proficient in rage combat, able to pluck the beast from the heavens. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve our problems. Others will have turned into weaker but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Thavnir, and their numbers increased by the day. From what I understand, this phenomenon is not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety, emotions of which of late can be found in abundance. Slaying the beast is nothing means nothing if the people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Lord Hien! Don't panic. You have to help the villagers. Please calm down. Calm yourself. Tell us what happened. Another has been turned into my lord. For a blessing, no one was harmed when the beast flew into a rage, but the people are in a panic. I fear what may happen next. Yeah, that's a problem. It would seem we have even less time than I thought. Worry not. We will see to the beast. As of yet, there's no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you to ready to join the fray? It was last year seen near the glittering basin. Come, I'll show you. Out of reach of shinobi? Come on. Their assassination jumps are as high as dragoons. Also, why aren't you getting dragoons? They can jump high enough. The beast was right here, I swear it. Thank you for leading us here, but it is not safe. Please return to your village. Should we split up and see if we have any chance of finding it? We should split up. Sarah, will you see to the west? I will search the north. You agree? I leave ECU. If you find it, remember, these blasphemies are no longer people. They will not hesitate to strike you down, so you must leave them now. So to the west? That means this way. Across the water. Along the banks, you moron. You doopy doopy doop. And once we do this, we'll go to bed. Welcome to my stream where I lie about when I finish, because it's always that way. I'm always having too much fun in the game, and then it's just like, I'll do this one thing. Okay, I'll do this other thing first, and then another thing over here. Don't bruh me. I'm not your bruh. Are you alright? We heard shouting and came as fast as we could. But I wasn't shouting, I was shooting. It appears Sarah arrived not a moment too soon. Why? Why did you kill my brother? Because he's not coming back. Sorry, as much as I don't wanna. He's not coming back. Your brother. I do like the fact Lord Hien is really... All the leaders are really cool in one way, shape, or form. Lord Hien is so, like... More so than even Aymeric, is super understanding of other people. Because he hadn't ruled for so long. He actually never ruled because it was his father before they had to go into hiding, so... So he understands a lot of humility when it comes to this, and I like it a lot. Young man, that creature was not your kin. Not anymore. Had she not laid it to rest, it would have killed you and countless others. But if your heart cries out for one to blame, let it be me. The beast was slain at my behest, for it is the only way. See, I love it. Look, deadpan is like... He's like, let it be me. And he shoots him an angry look, and Hien doesn't even flinch. Because he completely understands where the kid's coming from. 110%. Now the question is, does rage do it too? It's usually fear and despair, not anger. So, but it's curious. Let's see how this pans out. Ise, what are you doing here? Searching for Tombo, though clearly you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you might have guessed. Tombo gave him chase the moment he ran off. I beg you, forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was regrettably not amongst those returned to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. I hope that one day they may be reunited was... The hope that they may one day be reunited was the only comfort when the Viceroy still ruled. I can only imagine how they felt when she walked into his sari, a shadow of her former self. Tsuyu may have no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, the brothers prayed your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death and their father's absence. Deprived of hope and hate all at once, they had nothing. My apologies for rambling. No. It was rather an enlightening tale. I had spared the woman who brought him pain, and took the brother who brought him comfort. I would hate me too. He's so wise beyond his years. Like remind me, does anyone know, is he the youngest of all the leaders? Not counting Nanamo in particular. Though she's relatively old. I think she's like 30 summers or something like that. But I feel like he's definitely younger than Merweb, than Raoban, and for sure younger than the Elder Seedseer. And I feel like he's still younger than Aymeric as well. Not by much in the case of Aymeric, but still. I swear I will set things right for Tombo. For all the people of Doma. Please, return home, Ise, and be safe. Let us return to Doma Enclave. This ordeal have given me much to consider. I'm trying to emulate the English voice actors, but I'm really hard-pressed to try and remember. I know that he has this weird... Like, his consonants are really, like... He stresses on them very hard. I don't know why I did that, but that's okay. When I can just teleport. Port to the teller. Port to the telly. I do not envy Lord Hien, but the burden now... I do not envy Lord Hien the burden now thrust upon him. But he shall not bear it alone. I owe you a great debt of your timely assistance. And an apology, for I made you an executioner in a young Tumbo's eyes. Would that I had been the one to witness cut down at the beast his brother become. But we haven't the time to dwell on his regrets, and what should have been. No, we need to take action. After hearing of Tombo and his brother, I believe I know what must be done. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange, but even so, there are those that still remain lost to us. Meanwhile, Yotsuyu, who is directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her suffering at the hands of her brother, but it came at the expense of the justice of her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them and their grief, but what of those who cannot bring themselves to do even that, who are left alone with their anger and their pain? It may well give to despair, and then they would share the same fate as Tombo's brother, yes. Which is why we must needs consider who else might share in his anguish, ere we find ourselves beset by more beasts. I will begin making rounds at the villages to inquire after those whom their neighbors are believed more distressed of late. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search for the blasphemy, which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, we will have need of your talents ere long. Rest assured, we will keep you apprised of our findings. Now I can start the next one, but I'm not gonna. I can't turn it in yet. Need to level up one more time. That's not the one I wanted to hit. I wanted to make sure that I was actually up to date on gear, which I am not. But I have fixed that. Kind of. There we are. All right, with that, we will end it. Hopefully you guys had some interesting bits as we... Oh, looks like some of this stuff isn't working. There we go. Some interesting bits as we, you know, figure some stuff out here. But until then, you guys have been 10 out of 10 with me, and I will see you guys on Monday, where we'll probably, if not do some Final Fantasy 14, then I'll figure something out. But just keep an eye on my Twitter, and we'll take a look to see what we do on Monday. Until then, you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever it is that you are.